Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, after spending 10 years assisting the government litigation on behalf of the people of the Virgin Islands for the remediation of the red mud on the island of St. Croix, attorney John Dima of the Dima firm welcomes the final arbitration claim that the government of the Virgin Islands breached the terms of the contract with his firm. Here's more.
Attorney John Dima, who represented the Virgin Islands government for over a decade in litigation surrounding environmental damages on St. Croix South Shore, has finally won a contested dispute in arbitration.
So we had an arbitration hearing that lasted about a week. There was discovery that went on before it. All the materials that had previously been submitted to the Office of the Attorney General and the Office of the Inspector General were entered into the arbitration, and the arbitrator entered a ruling around the beginning of November and found that the grounds for the MAP administration claims were baseless and unreasonable, and found that the Inspector General's report was also erroneous, groundless, and unreasonable.
With the mud remediated and arbitration closed, John Dima shares with us his takeaways.
The focus should be on the actual cleanup. Judge Giles said this was a tremendous victory for the Virgin Islands. He went out of his way to praise former Attorney General Vincent Fraser. He praised both Fraser and former Attorney General Ivor Stridiron. Those things, I think, are important for the people of the Virgin Islands to understand. Those are the gentlemen who really did the work, and those are the people who should not be slandered. Those are the people who should be praised for the good results and the governors under whom they serve.
Richard Dorsey, News 2.
Now, the Virgin Islands environment may be cleaner, but this case has shed light on the issues surrounding contracts and the government of the Virgin Islands. In the spirit of giving, in recognition of the Thanksgiving holiday, all government offices are closed Thursday and Friday. All non-essential government employees were granted administrative leave Friday. All post offices and banks are closed Thursday and Friday. All public, private, and parochial schools are closed Thursday and Friday, as well as UBI and the courts. Innovative business offices and wireless retail stores, they're closed on Thursday but opened on Friday. WAPA is also closed on Thursday and resumed normal business hours on Friday. For those in need in the downtown Hendrickson area of St. Croix, My Brother's Table has been a dependable source of food and support. This Thursday, My Brother's Table will continue their annual Thanksgiving tradition of feeding those less fortunate and providing a sense of family to those in the community that need that extra caring hand. My Brother's Table anticipates that around 100 or more individuals will visit their Hendrickson location on Thursday to enjoy holiday meals with all the trimmings and desserts of Caribbean Thanksgiving. With the rumbling of big appetites over friendly conversation, Catholic Charities of the Virgin Islands, they celebrated Thanksgiving with the individuals in need of assistance on St. Croix at their Christiansted location. Every year, Catholic Charities host this Thanksgiving meal to spread the holiday spirit. The staff of Catholic Charities of the VI, they are appreciative of the support by volunteers and donors that make their mission to others possible here in the territory.
Senator Nelson's office, Senator President Nelson, we would like to say that it's a pleasure for us to be contributing to the Catholic Charity Soup Kitchen every year. We prepare the meals, and also he sends some staff to help serve, and we love doing it, and we love to be able to do something for the community.
And on St. Thomas, be sure to call the Salvation Army as well and visit the Pensipio family, who are usually there annually at the Emancipation Garden. Now, the Smith Bay Community Action Foundation, they welcomed everyone to their annual Feed the Less Fortunate pre-Thanksgiving luncheon that was held today at the Lionel Smut Richards Ballpark in Smith Bay. There was a very large turnout. Many of the community provided a dish, served, or even provided monetary donation. It was a family support.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. We are members of the Smith Bay Community Action Foundation, and we are here for our annual pre-Thanksgiving luncheon that we do every year, and this is going on our 6th year. We're so excited to have so many people not only here to serve, but people coming out to enjoy and partake with each other, enjoying each other's company, and enjoying the great food. We have representation here from, of course, Smith Bay Community Action Foundation, the Virgin Islands Police Department, our legislature, our just everywhere, our senatorial candidates who have ran before. So we have so many people here. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, which I'm the president of, as well as the St. Thomas East End Lions Club, which I'm the president of too. So we're all here together, just serving and happy to be here and excited to be here. And we want everyone else to come out if you're not already out. If you're not already out, come on out. Visit us, see what we're doing in our community and around the island, because it's not just for Smith Bay, it's for everyone on the Virgin Islands of St. Thomas.
A great event there. Well, there's no better way to spend Thanksgiving than with family. A VI National Guard unit returned home from the Middle East deployment last Friday. 24 VI Guardsmen departed the territory in January 2016 and arrived back home just in time to share the holiday season with their loved ones. Here's more. The Adjutant General for the Virgin Islands, Brigadier General Deborah Howell, hosted family and well-wishers on St. Thomas last Friday for the return of 24 soldiers at the Cyril Lee King Airport.
Thank you. On behalf of the 800 members of the Virgin Islands National Guard, I stand here before you today and say I am so proud of what you all did. I don't differentiate amongst my members, but I can honestly say I lent the best of the best to the United States military. And as the remainder return home, please extend to them as well how proud we are.
There was a brief ceremony at the Cyril Lee King Airport's reception area for an element of the HHC 786th Combat Service Support Battalion.
Gentlemen, we thank you for the time that you have served away. We are glad that you have returned safely. And families, we thank you for allowing them to go away and serve their country. You're back home, by all means. Enjoy your families, and we look forward to see you sometime down the road.
For Operation Freedom Sentinel, the HHC 786 Combat Service Support Battalion spent about 10 months in Kuwait and Germany.
It's going to be harder than when you were deployed. You have 90 days of reintegration. Make it count. It's going to be a rough road. You're probably at times going to wish you were back there, but guess what? You're here, and we're going to be here. We've got your back. We're going to support you. We're going to provide the services, and guess what? You all are combat veterans, and whatever benefits that are due to you, we will ensure that you do get.
And we would like to welcome home all of the Guardsmen. Now, 11 of the 24 VI National Guardsmen deployed on prior missions. The Guardsmen are from St. Croix and St. Thomas. Keeping our eye on the economy, it is one of the busiest travel days of the year. The Thanksgiving travel rush is in full swing, and passengers seem to be enjoying favorable conditions with no major snags, despite having more company out there. From Denver to Miami, Chicago to the nation's capital, Thanksgiving Eve, travelers getting where they need to go relatively smoothly. If it requires a little patience, the weather in most parts of the country cooperating with the pre-holiday rush. Some precipitation slowing things in the upper Midwest, but overall, few snags in the skies, leaving some travelers pleasantly surprised. AAA projected more travelers this Thanksgiving than last. The group forecast 48.7 million travelers for the holiday stretch, the most in 9 years, and the vast majority on the roadways. Still a busy day at major airports like Chicago's O'Hare, where TSA planned for the extra volume, and so did travelers. President Obama took part in his final White House turkey pardon ceremony, sparing both tater and tot under sunny skies. In Washington, that was a report. Now, here's a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. According to the numbers there, we can see the Dow up 59, NASDAQ down 5, S&P 500 up 1. Coming up on NEWS2, we have much more straight ahead. Be sure to stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Here's some of our other reports for the day. Turning to crime reports, police say on November 22nd, 34-year-old Miss Valencia Charles was arrested after she was positively identified by the victim as the person who assaulted him on November 22nd, 2016. Here's more from the VIPD.
The victim stated that while at Mrs. Charles' residence, she struck him with a stick and punched him in his left eye, causing injury to the same. The victim also stated that he left Miss Charles' residence and traveled to the area of hospital ground where Miss Charles followed him and damaged his vehicle rear back glass with a piece of concrete block. Contact was made with Miss Charles, who was charged with third-degree assault DV, and Miss Charles was turned over to the Bureau of Corrections, awaits her advice of rights hearing on November 23, 2016.
In other news, an unusual accident occurred today with a Puma gas station truck. Take a look at the video here. This occurred at the head of Pave Street in St. Thomas here. VIPD Motor Carrier Commander Rosalind Jarvis said no one was hurt. The vehicle was going around the corner very close to the left side. The rear wheels fell into the gutter and most likely due to the wet and muddy conditions could not get out. They released the gas from the truck as it was full for safety precautions. Then a tow truck hoisted the truck up and out. The operation took about 2 hours, they say. Commissioner of Public Works Gustav James would like to inform local residents, the administration of the Seventh-day Adventist School, the Homeowners Association, as well as the general public, that a temporary bridge will be installed over the existing bridge over the watercourse on Spring Gut Road, which is Route 85 adjacent to the SDA school. Improvements will be undertaken to address a number of safety concerns arising from the deterioration of the wooden planks over the existing bridge. During the hours of 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday, December 3rd, motorists and other road users will be prohibited from utilizing the bridge. Those who wish to access the area must use the entrance from the South Side Road, which is Route 62, which the department has prepared as an alternative route. Well, according to the latest Zika report, the number of positive Zika cases, 33 new confirmed cases since last week's report from the VI Department of Health. A week ago, the largest increase in that number was very large, but showing some signs of slowing down, perhaps, they say. St. Thomas had 14 new cases since last week, St. Croix 8, and St. John 11 new cases. The number of pregnant women remains unchanged from last week, with 86 cases in the territory. Remember, you can go to the Health Department's website to check out the latest reports every week. It's www.doh.gov.vi. Senator Myron Jackson, who's the chairman of the Committee on Culture, Historic Preservation, Youth and Recreation, is inviting everyone to join in commemorating the anniversary of the 1733 St. John African Revolution this week. On November 23rd, 1733, a group of enslaved Africans hid weapons in loads of firewood they normally carried to Fortsburg, where they began the uprising and revolution at the Danish fortification in Coral Bay, in an act that captured the island from the Danish for 6 months. This year marks the 283rd anniversary, and the public is invited to take part in a community-organized hike on Friday, November 25th on St. John. And that hike will visit various sites on the island that were significant to the revolt. Participants should take no later than the 9 a.m. ferry from Red Hook to Cruz Bay. You can call the organizers for more information. Here are the numbers: 340-344-3556 or 340-774-1318. Turn our attention to some light news there. Butterman is back with some comedy relief on St. Thomas at Pistarckle Theater with a Turkey Day weekend. And he invited some friends featuring VI Comics, Lucas Wofford from The Buzz, Lorna Nichols, who was there last year, guest storytellers, musical guest Payback, and DJ Black Yoda. Now, doors open at 7, show starts at 9. It promises to be a whole lot of fun and, of course, laughter. Here's more.
You ever have the relative, you know, your cousin that's like a little bit of a thought? So she comes to Thanksgiving already dressed up to go to the club. Wow. Because she knows the first 100 ladies are getting free. Wow. So she comes to something that's completely inappropriate for Thanksgiving dinner. So all the relatives are like, oh, so that's what you waiting for Thanksgiving? I tell you, these young people nowadays. Then you have the relative who's going to ask you about the ex that was there last year but wasn't there this year.
But what if the ex shows up?
Oh, no, they're not going to show up. They're not crazy.
Drama. We have drama here. It's drama.
Then you got the, why wasn't I invited, to Thanksgiving? It's another year.
Why don't people understand
But you with your real family.
Everybody can't be invited. Everybody can't be invited.
The side chick Thanksgiving, which is actually Wednesday. But actually, today is Side Chick Thanksgiving.
Side Chick, yeah.
That's what is Side Chick Thanksgiving?
The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, you take her out for dinner, and you say that you got to be with your family.
The next day.
You usually blame like an older relative.
A little snippet of what you can expect. There are sure some exciting things planned in the show. If you caught the first one, you definitely don't want to miss this one. Virgin Islands Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation, they're presenting the annual Gregory Big Youth Thanksgiving Basketball Tournament, and this tournament will be held at the Ronald Charles Gymnasium. It includes 3 divisions, 10 to 12, 13 to 15, and 16 to 18. That tournament will begin on Wednesday, November 23rd, actually this evening, 6:15 p.m., and ends November 27th. It will feature a matchup between the Lakers and Working Together of the 16 to 18 division. DSPR thanks Governor Mapp for making this possible because for the first time, the champions of this tournament will travel to St. Thomas to play in an inter-island Christmas challenge on December 23rd to the 25th. All schedules are available at the Ronald Charles Gymnasium. Now, in the spirit of giving, Paradise Jam is providing complimentary tickets on Thanksgiving Day for members of the Virgin Islands community involved in a charitable organization to attend games free of charge. The intent of the free Paradise Jam ticket is to promote family bonding as well as community and organizational unity. It also serves nonprofit organizations that provide much needed and much appreciation adult supervision to the young people of our community. Now, while supplies last, please call 340-642-5190 for more information for community tickets for low-income families, church groups, athletic teams, and community organizations. They can be picked up from the All-American Concierge located in the professional building. Now, just a little reminder, NEWS2 will be preempted on Thursday with a special due to the Thanksgiving holiday. Be sure to tune in on Friday. We will return with the latest in news, weather, and sports at 7 p.m. only on TV2. Now, turning our attention overseas, in the 2 weeks since winning the election, Donald Trump has met with members of the media but hasn't yet held a press conference. As Diane Gallagher explains, he's sharing his policy plans with the American people in his own way. Here's more.
We're going to get a special prosecutor, and we're going to look into it.
It's a line Donald Trump repeated over and over again during the campaign.
She deleted the emails. She has to go to jail.
The threat energizing Trump's base and fueling fiery exchanges with Hillary Clinton.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
The bold campaign promise, one of several issues on which Trump is now striking a different tone. Trump telling the New York Times Tuesday that he doesn't want to hurt the Clintons. While some supporters have howled about the shift, former New York mayor and top Trump advisor Rudy Giuliani defended the president-elect.
Look, there's a tradition in American politics that after you win an election, you sort of put things behind you.
During the campaign, Trump also rejected the scientific consensus that humans play a role in climate change.
I am not a believer in climate change.
But speaking to the Times Tuesday, he said he's got a totally open mind on the issue, saying he thinks there is some connectivity between climate change and human activity. And despite Trump repeatedly saying he would bring back waterboarding, he suggested Tuesday that his stance on torture has changed, saying one of his potential Secretary of Defense picks, retired General James N. Mattis, told him he'd never found the torture technique to be useful. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.
Another cold front has
just begun to drop off the southeast coast of the U.S. and push through the Bahamas, and it's headed our way. We'll continue to see some unsettled weather basically through early next week. Currently, just spotty showers throughout the area, still seeing that easterly trade wind flow. So maybe a shower or a downpour that's going to continue in through tonight. Can't rule out a chance of a thunderstorm either. As we head towards tomorrow, mixture of clouds and sun, a shower as well for your Thursday. That also continues down into St. Thomas and also into St. Croix as well. Going to be seeing the sunshine at least, which is quite nice. Now, out on the Atlantic side, we're looking at a small craft using caution. We do have some choppier waves, 4 to 7 feet, some swells up to 8, and our winds possibly higher than, just a little bit higher than 20 knots, but in general, out of the east, 15 to 20 knots. On the Caribbean side, we're looking at waves slightly calmer, 4 to 6 feet, and winds out of the east, 15 to 20 knots. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Heading towards your Friday, we have continuing to see a stray shower. Then as we head over the weekend, that's when we'll begin to see those showers become slightly heavier in places as that cold front really begins to shift over the region and into early next week as well. Plenty of moisture being built up, which means we'll have more of those showers, potential even for some thunderstorm. And next week, it looks pretty unsettled overall. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you for that. Time for our news to weather picture there by Isaiah Hendrickson, representing the Ricardo Richards Elementary School. And Isaiah is looking forward to a beautiful Thanksgiving, beautiful weather, typical VI weather, sunshine, clouds, and nice calm seas there. Isaiah, hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Be sure to send your News 2 weather picture to the address right there on the screen. Include your name, school, description of your work of art. Tune in to see it right here on News 2. We'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest. And don't forget, we return on Friday at 7 p.m. Before we leave, we'd like to leave you with some residents talking about what they're thankful for, some Thanksgiving greetings. On behalf of all of us here at News 2, have a happy Thanksgiving.
I'd like to wish all of my family and friends and co-workers a very happy Thanksgiving.
Yours truly, Wayne Faxon, Man Adams, in Jesus Christ's name, would like to wish one and all viewing a happy Thanksgiving 2016 and many more.
I would like to send out a happy Thanksgiving to my sister Vivian Prince in St. Croix. Hey sis, happy Thanksgiving. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving from the Cardo family.
We're thankful for being your VI jeweler for over 60 years.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, especially to my mom, who is in her 90s, and the rest of my family.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the land of the living. We ought to give thanks to great Jehovah every day. So I just want to say, enjoy your day. Remember, put God first. I love you.
Happy Thanksgiving.